Hey, what is up guys? So I just got back from Comic-Con not too long ago, so I'm going to be going over the answers for the questions that you guys wanted me to ask some of the Konami representatives. Now, I did ask some of the questions multiple times to different Konami representatives, and some of the questions they simply could not answer. It either was out of their position or simply it is just something that revolves around OCG. The game seems like it's basically dictated by the OCG. Whatever goes there, we just kind of got to accept, and there's other strange things that I'll actually explain. There's a lot of good information in here, so if you're interested in Yu-Gi-Oh! At all, this is a great video if you guys had questions regarding the game. So I do have a few pictures that I took, and we'll just be going through them because I thought that it would be a little bit better to look at than my face. But anyways, as far as price support in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like in other games like Halo, Magic the Gathering, Call of Duty, there's much better price support. Like even if we top YCSs, what do we win? Well, we don't exactly get, huge cash prizes. That is simply because the game creator, I forgot his exact name, but it's on the bottom of every card. It's like Kazutaki Takashi, something, it's some Japanese name. But anyways, he doesn't actually allow there to be cash prizes. Hopefully, in the future, he'll decide, I want to make this game more serious because, it is a very serious game when, players are traveling across the world to, compete for this game, and the prize pool just simply isn't that great compared to other games. And I think that, us as players would definitely like a better prize support in the game, which is something hopefully in the future will be taking place, but that's something that apparently we won't be able to change. Actually, this is a picture of the back of the new tins that are coming out. I just wanted to show you guys that the reprints actually have not been announced. There's actually none on the back. Anyways, as far as the ban list goes, that's something that no one there was actually able to actually answer that. Even in R&D, which is the research and development, they can't actually answer that as well. That's something that either they couldn't answer all the guys that I talked to, or simply it was something that was in OCG. Like I said, some of the questions they just simply couldn't answer. As far as cards like TG Striker or Bestiary that do absolutely nothing in the game, why are these cards at 2? Again, it's just one of those questions where they simply just couldn't answer it. As far as older archetypes getting more support, like, Crystal Beast, getting more support in the future, that could, happen, obviously. They do kind of want, feedback from the players. I talked to several different people, and they actually said that they actually do like it when you guys submit information, like, older archetypes you want to see them see more play. You can actually email them. I'm not sure the exact department, but I will find out, and once I do find out, I will let you guys know, and then we can actually, start telling them, hey, we need some support for Crystal Beast. Where's the Blackwing support? Even though, technically, for me, I felt like Blackwings, they had their time. It's time for them to go, even though, their cards like Black Whirlwind, where we have Wind Up Factory at 3, where we have all the E-Dragon, which search like everything, and those are all at 3 each. It's like, obviously, it's not fair that Whirlwind is only at 1, but the thing is, sometimes, some of the decisions, like one guy actually, put up a great point, which I actually thought of myself, which is, sometimes a deck, it's seen its time. There was a time for Blackwings, and it's time to move on to, the new decks. Obviously, Blackwings, even if they had Whirlwind at 3, Gale at 3, it's still not even comparable to Elemental Dragons, but it had its time, is basically what it comes down to. And as far as, older archetypes getting support, like I said, I'll let you guys know that, in the future, if we can find the exact department that we actually need to email. Over here, you see a picture of Galactic God. I actually hung out with him. He's a pretty cool guy. And this is the new title tin. The back of it, it doesn't show anything as well. And there's some pretty cool sleeves also. But anyways, another question, which was a great question, was why can't we use OCG cards? So why can't us as American players, why can't we use the Japanese, the Korean, I don't think there's actually Chinese cards. But yeah, why can't we use the Korean? Why can't we use the Japanese cards? And the reason why, actually, if you guys know, they are allowed to use English cards. So over in Japan and Korea, they can use English, Spanish, Italian. They don't care. They're like, it's fine. It's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game, right? Apparently, there's a licensing agreement, and that cannot be changed. And it's just out of their, position to actually... Anyone that I talked to, again, it was one of those questions where it's like, oh, we don't have control over that. It's something in the game. If we can find whoever holds that, license agreement, we should just hit them up and be like, yo, why is this, something in effect? This would be much better if we can actually, because, okay, let's be realistic. Not everyone that, plays Yu-Gi-Oh! In the TCG area, at large-scale tournaments, not everyone knows German, not everyone knows Italian. Technically, you're supposed to have, a translation for it. But the thing is, people just know the card by the picture. And, you know, over in OCG, they can use our cards, but we can't use their cards. I think it'd be much better for the game, even though me as a vendor, knowing that this would actually hurt the prices of a lot of cards, I still think it's overall just much better for the game because it allows players to have access to the cards that they want to play. Like, for example, Draco Sack. That's a very popular card, and over in OCG, it's a lot cheaper. It's about 1/10 of the price that it is over here. So, that said, you know, I think that we should be able to use them, but it's one of those licensing agreements. If I could ever find out who holds that license, even if we were able to, you know, sign a petition or do whatever, it's realistically not going to, you know, change his mind, because I think it's more so a business decision. Also, on the back of the cards, they're actually different. Also, another question you guys had, which was pretty important, I thought, some of you guys asked if at Worlds, if there's a ruling for, because if you guys know, there's different rulings for cards. Over in OCG, they rule cards a certain way, and we rule certain cards another way. So what happens at World Championship, if you're playing against a Japanese player, what's going to happen in a ruling? Well, the Japanese always win is what it comes down to. It seems like the Japanese have more control over this game, even though we follow it, we have the ability to have a different rule set and all these other different guidelines. They still rule supremacy over the game. Another thing you guys wanted was, you know, a way where we can vote on, you know, perhaps sleeves in the future. Maybe, like, for example, there's a sleeve over here. This Judgment of Light Deluxe Edition comes with some pretty cool looking sleeves. I hope they're a little bit thicker. Some of these sleeves that we got before in the tins, they were a little bit flimsy, so I hope these ones are a little bit stronger. But they might in the future. This is actually something over in, I forgot what exact department guy I talked to, but he said that, you know, that's a great idea. I think that we could definitely incorporate this. We're just going to have to figure out what to do. Unfortunately, you guys won't be able to submit ideas. What's going to actually happen with this whole idea of, you know, certain sleeves, like say you guys really like Blue Eye sleeves, what they're going to do is they're going to release like a few different pictures of sleeves, and you guys can actually vote on them in the future. That might be something that they will do. They say that it's a great idea, and it's one of those ideas where, you know, it doesn't really have any backlash against them. It's all essentially, you know, it's a positive benefit for not only us as the players to have these cool sleeves, but also for them as a company to make money. As far as reprints go, that's also something that, you know, we have differently. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually talk to anyone because that's not in research and development. That's not in the PR department, which I can actually, I know those guys, some of the guys that work in that department, so I can actually, you know, just email them directly. But, you know, something I really think that it needs to be addressed is the whole reprints and rarities. What cards, you know, they should just ask us as players, because we're the ones that, you know, buy these cards. We should be able to, you know, have some say in, you know, what cards get reprinted. I think that'd be fantastic if they say, hey guys, what cards do you want to see reprinted in the new tin? And we could just all vote on it, and, you know, that'd be really cool to see, you know, reprints or maybe perhaps foil versions of cards that we already own. Just, you know, make our deck shiny. I think that that would be really awesome. But that pretty much is the gist of some of the more popular questions that you guys answered. Oh, there's actually another good important one. Okay, before I end this video off, prize support cards need to be better. Okay, so as far as the game goes, obviously we can't have cash as, you know, a prize, which I think, you know, like I said, I hope that changes in the future. But before, we had cards like Crush Card Virus, which, you know, it made it worth it to win, you know, a huge, large-scale tournament where you'd have these cards that were worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, you know, that is a good way to kind of make it so there technically isn't money involved, but what it comes down to is if you're playing against a player that has Crush Card Virus, especially at the time where Crush Card Virus was a card, was just a prize card, that sets up for significant disadvantage for any player that doesn't have it, especially in the high level of play. And so here's more pictures. I think we just go through the pictures to finish off the video. But I think I got a few. Okay, here's actually the back of the Blue Eyes. So, like, I guess this could be technically proof of what's actually in there. One surprise to a lot of people is Max C is not in this card. I can't believe they give you 2 Shining Angels. It's like, come on, throw that Max C in there. Why didn't get the Max C? I'm a little bit disappointed in that, but hey, you know, there are some, you know, pretty good cards in here. One card that is really good actually, that really needed a reprint for a long time was actually Trade-In. And oh, there's a really cool Utopia statue over here that you could take a picture with, but there's also a token booth, but the line was kind of long, so I didn't actually wait for a token. But once again, oh, there's actually this cool deck box. This is out over here, and let me see, there's new Blue Eye sleeves. They're coming out. I'm going to just double check on anything else that I didn't cover. But yeah, that was pretty much the most important questions I felt like. Sorry if I didn't get to your questions. Like I said, you know, I don't want to take too much of their time because they were kind of busy, and sometimes I had to wait several minutes. Actually, I had to like come back for these guys. I literally got sent around. They're like, oh, you want to go ahead and ask this guy, which is over in this other room across the entire Comic-Con. and it takes so long to get from point A to point B on Comic-Con, because if you guys have ever been there, there is so many people, and it's kind of hard to move around there. It takes like half an hour just to walk, you know, pretty much from one side to the other. Yeah, it's about half an hour, because literally there are times where the lines or you walking doesn't work because there's just too many people, and you have to just stand still, especially when there's like signings going on. But hope this helps you guys, you know, with some of the questions you guys had. I felt like I answered mostly the important ones, but like I said, a lot of the questions that you guys had, I answered I actually asked a few more, but again, those questions were, oh, you know, it's the OCG controls that, or, you know, the person isn't here at the moment. But like I said, if I do find out, you know, where we can actually talk to them and get more feedback from them, I will let you guys know, and, you know, we can get those emails rolling. Hopefully, we won't flood them too hard. We won't swarm them, I guess we could say, too hard. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Asian Eyes out.